on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Well, this is definitely a change of scenery.
I'm so not into this.
It's the first time we could see our breath in like 4 years.
Like my skin's already super dry and so itchy. Like it's only been a couple of days. My nose bleeds.
We haven't seen snow in like 4 years. Look at this stuff. Oh my God, it still feels just as bad as I remember. So we are going back to Canada. We haven't been back there in about 8 or 9 months. We had a family emergency come up and today we are packing. And now you guys heard us say in the past, one thing we really like about the DR is it's quick to get back if there is an emergency, and unfortunately there is. Anna's back there packing. We got a lot to do today.
I know a lot of you guys are obviously going to be concerned and wondering what's happening. For privacy purposes just of people involved, we don't really want to talk about exactly what happened, but we will be attending a funeral. It's been not a great situation and quite upsetting, but let's put that aside for now and just talk about what we have to go through in order to get back, which is pack a suitcase. This was something we didn't really expect to do, especially for winter, so we've been scrambling a lot.
You guys might find, I guess, a little bit of humor in this, in a very humorless situation. We don't have winter clothes. It's actually been, I think this is year 4 since we've seen snow.
Yeah, we've never planned on going back for winter. Our main plan in life was to avoid winter at almost all costs, knowing that the only reason to go back was for an emergency, so that's happened. I got a pair of pants.
I got sneakers.
I got a sweater. That's about it.
I don't got a sweater. This is gonna be fun. Yeah. Also, back home, I think it's really icy, so
yeah.
We've been like trying to order some things off of Amazon and just trying to work out what we still have for winter clothes. So yeah, it should be something.
So just to further complicate things, we actually had a flight booked from here in the Dominican Republic to another island. I'm not gonna give that away quite yet. And the day of the funeral was actually the day that we were supposed to fly. So we've been having to like shift our flights around. We're still gonna go where we were planning. I'm not gonna give it away, but we're still gonna go there. But our plan is to try to do it with one carry-on suitcase, going to winter, and then going to another couple islands, and then coming back here. Can we do it? I don't know. I actually have no idea.
So our plan right now is to finish up this packing, and of course we're gonna take you guys along throughout this whole journey. That's right, you're probably gonna see us in snow. Hopefully there's not gonna be too much snow, but in the next scene, you're gonna see us at the airport. All right, so we hopped in the taxi here and we made it all the way over to the Puerto Plata airport. Now we're looking for something that's called like before boarding. There's a priority pass thing you can do here, right?
Well, possibly. So they have this interesting thing that you can do here in the DR. I think most of the airports, but in Puerto Plata, there's this thing called before boarding. It's a VIP thing where they take you like the front of the line of everything, doing security and customs and all that stuff. But in the past, we've used our priority pass. It was free because we have priority pass like with our credit card. I emailed them to book a spot and they told me priority pass only gets you into the lounge, which has never been the way it has been before. So we're just gonna check in and see what the deal is.
I see the thing over here, but you know what? Take a look at this. There's no one here. Where are they at? There's just like some garbage there. So it is the morning though, isn't it? So
yeah, so maybe there's not even anybody here. I don't know. So we've been told the guy's on his way and we should wait here. I still don't actually know if like the priority pass is gonna cover this VIP service. I think otherwise it's like $60 per person and it's not that busy here, so we're definitely not gonna do that. So we're just waiting it out, see what happens.
Well, we made it through security here and you can probably tell that it's not very busy at all. In fact, I would say this is one of the most emptiest airports that we've come across in a while. But the thing is, we didn't end up doing the VIP thing because the guy didn't show up.
No, basically we ended up going and getting our actual like paper ticket. They wouldn't let you use your Apple Wallet for boarding pass. You had to go get a paper ticket. So we went and did that. And then when we came back, the guy was there, but we realized there basically was nobody at security or immigration. So we were just like, why bother? Let's just go through.
You're gonna end up tipping that guy. The reason we wanted to put that in is a lot of you guys asked us about the VIP service here at the Puerto Plata airport.
And we used it before, and we actually got to skip really long lines, which was nice. But today there just literally was no line. We did pop down to the VIP lounge really quickly, but there wasn't much there, so we came just back up.
All right, so now we're just, we're in a kind of an empty area. Our gate's just a little bit over there.
Yeah.
We're waiting for
Starting to get depressed.
Waiting for the plane to arrive and getting depressed to go back to the cold weather. Well, this is definitely a change of scenery.
I'm so not into this. It's now been a few days since you last saw us. We got to Halifax. We've been spending time with friends and with family and mainly trying to readjust to the few days that we have to spend here in the cold. And I can tell you, it's been cold. It's been icy. It's been hard to walk around. You can see like big things of snowbanks here. For those of you guys that have watched our older videos, like in Halifax, you're definitely not used to seeing snow. We were right here in the summertime, and it was much different.
I can't quite remember, but we may have said already, we haven't seen snow in like 4 years. Look at this stuff. Oh my God, it still feels just as bad as I remember. Here's a little shot of the skyline. We're down in kind of the new part, down by the waterfront, one of the coldest areas.
Yeah, actually the last couple of days hasn't been too windy. It was super windy when we got here. Yesterday wasn't terrible. Today's definitely windier. So it's gonna be a challenge to film with like gloves and all this stuff on. It's very weird. Do we look weird? We probably look weird.
Look, we have boots on and pants. Me too.
You might have noticed that we are fully in our winter gear. I can't actually remember what we said before because it was a few days ago that we filmed. But we said we had to get some stuff shipped from like Trevor's parents that live in Cape Breton here to Halifax. We didn't know what we had, so they went through the closet for us. We found we each had winter boots. They still are in good shape and they fit. We had like hats, mitts, scarves, all that stuff. We did have to buy the jackets. We bought them online and had them shipped. So we were a little worried they wouldn't fit, but they do. So everything kind of worked out in that sense. We didn't have to scramble when we got here, which is what we were worried about, that we'd have to run to the mall and try to find some winter gear, but it all worked out. We have a very limited wardrobe at the moment, but it works.
Right now we're down in the Queen's Mark area, kind of the newer, I guess, section on the waterfront. Let's take you over to the famous stairs here. You guys
careful,
might remember
it's icy.
this. It's all icy. Look at that.
Don't fall in.
Halifax looks a little different in the winter. Last time you guys saw us here was probably the summer. Maybe
it was the summer. Yeah, I think it was like June when we last filmed here, I believe, and it was very nice. I feel like it was a pretty warm day. Oh, there's a duck down there enjoying the water at the moment.
How does a duck enjoy the freezing cold water? I'd like to think some of you guys are just laughing at us on the other side of this screen right now because we clearly forget how to winter, like how to do this.
And I get for most of you guys, you probably do this every day other than maybe like a week or two vacation. In the wintertime, you get to escape it, but this is reality for a lot of you guys. We totally realize that. One thing I will say is that having to do this makes me so much more appreciate how our lifestyle is, that we get to actually skip winter the majority of the time. I don't really take it for granted in general, but this just makes me extra appreciate our life.
You know, just something I just figured out. It's the first time we could see our breath in like 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll see it in the camera. Need to warm up my hands. There is not much action at all on the boardwalk here in Halifax.
We're literally the only people down here. This is so weird. Like, I know you guys are laughing at us, but it's like we are here always in the summertime when everything here is going. There's usually cruise ships and there's loads of, like, literally thousands of people right along here. Everything's open. The beer garden over there would be open, and right now it's just, it's dead.
It's a little different. Look, even I'll show you guys. So you look this way, no one ahead. Here's the famous kind of wave, and they didn't even clear this off.
I know, it's covered in snow.
Yeah, they got a playground there, nothing happening, but you get good views of the skyline, but man, it's extra bitter by the water here.
Yeah, there's definitely a cool breeze coming off the water, and it's not very pleasant.
Well, it's time to warm up, and we came over to a place called Tori Dory, and it's nice and toasty in here because we're absolutely freezing. As you guys know, I don't even to explain this. My fingers are so numb right now. And you see me holding on to this cold beer. It's a sacrifice, I know, but one of the things we're doing while we are home is we're trying to kind of hit up some of the newer restaurants here down on the waterfront, and also just get some of the things that we don't have too often. If you followed the channel for a while, you know we're big craft beer fans. This is a Tori Dory lager, so it's their own craft beer right here in the restaurant. By the way, it's an Asian restaurant, so we got some interesting foods coming up. But I'll try this really quick. It's nothing like a good craft beer. We only really drink this in the winter. Oh, food's coming right now. Thank you.
Like, so the miso soup is called with the roll.
Okay.
And it's the extra one for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, all right. Miso soup. That will warm us up. So I think you guys caught that. It's complimentary, which is definitely a bonus. Oh, that feels so good on the fingertips right now.
Before we get into that miso soup that just arrived, I want to tell you what I ordered for a drink, which actually, this is, believe it or not, a cocktail. It's a hot cocktail, and it comes in a little teapot. So it has a sake, what else was it? Tea, so English breakfast tea, I think it was. There's some apple cider, and then there was something else that I forget, but it sounded very appealing because it's hot. And how cute is it? Oh, look at that. And there's nothing like a hot cocktail on a freezing cold day. Ooh, wow, that's so good. Our food arrived just as I was talking about the cocktail, which is absolutely delicious. Nice, hot, kind of like a little bit of spice to it with the breakfast, or the English breakfast tea. I think there's something else in there too. I forget what it is, but you also get a little bit of that apple cider vinegar. So it almost reminds me of being like outside at like a market, you know, in Europe or something like that. It's just like nice and warm and comforting. Speaking of warm and comforting, I got a chicken pho. I'm so excited for this. Yes, we can actually get pho where we live in Cabarete in the Dominican Republic, but I actually don't prefer to have pho in hot weather. It's like, it's a very cold, comforting thing to me, so today is a perfect day for it. Before I put anything into it, I just want to try this broth, because it really, pho is all about that chicken broth. Oh, that's so good. So comforting. Pretty subtle, but still a lot of flavor in it. Oh, I'm gonna add some like spiciness to it, some sriracha and some hoisin, and get some really flavors going on. I can't wait to try the rest of it. I also have like the bean sprouts and everything on the side. Some, I think that's basil. There is a chili there, but I think I'll skip that one and just go with the sriracha to make it spicy. Some lime. This is one thing I love about pho, is all the stuff that you add to it. And when you order this in Vietnam, which we have of course done, you get like a huge bowl of like all these greens and everything to go into it, which is half the fun. Stir it around. Okay, did I add enough spice to it? I want this to have a little bit of a kick to it. Oh yeah. Ooh. Definitely added enough spice. Oh my goodness. That is so delicious. Again, you just get that brothy flavor, but then you add the hoisin to add a little bit of umami flavors to it, and that sriracha. Ooh yeah, this is so good.
Well, I got some sushi to try over here, and I'm pretty sure you guys know I absolutely love sushi, especially when I'm here. You know, we're right on the Atlantic Ocean here in Halifax and Nova Scotia, so very excited about it. But if you're wondering, I do have some of Anna's pho as well. That's gonna help me warm up. But look at this. You got spicy tuna, you got avocado on the top, some kind of like secret orange sauce. There's crunchy bits. I'm excited to try this. We do have some good sushi in Cabarete, but man, I love sushi here in Halifax as well. Oh my. Well, I can tell you, it does not get more fresh than that. This is fantastic sushi, and dare I say, some of the best I had in Halifax, and that's saying a lot because I ate a lot of sushi places in this city. Something about this, no fishy taste, which means it's extra fresh, but it's also like a little bit cold, a little bit creamy, and a little bit of spice, and the crunchy bits in there as well just kind of make the contrast perfect for the whole dish, honestly. Comes with a big old hunk of ginger as well. I absolutely love sushi, and I'm very excited now because I warmed up and I get to eat one of my favorite foods. Well, I'll tell you, I'm never gonna get used to the hills here in Halifax. They're pretty steep and it's never fun in winter. You guys probably see that this is not the good kind of snow. It's like that kind of hard ice. So it's cold today. My watch says 0. That's not that cold, but with the wind chill, it's something like -7, -8. Pretty cold for Halifax. The reason all this ice is down is I guess the last couple of weeks they had a big dumping of snow, then it sort of melted, then it sort of rained, and now we get the worst kind. Like, I can't even make a snowball out of this. It's like absolute dirty snow. I was gonna make a snowball and pick it up and throw it at Anna in the camera, but not gonna do that now.
People do keep telling us that we are lucky though, because the last couple of weeks, it's been like Trevor was saying, it was snowing, and then it was freezing rain, and then it was raining, and it turned into this, but it was like every couple of days, like one storm would come in, it would go out, another one would come in, and we were really lucky because it has not done that since we've been here, and I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think it's going to do it by the time we leave, so hopefully we can get out of here and get to our next destination with no major hiccups or snowstorms.
There's a positive happening right now. Look at that object in the sky. It's like a bright orb.
It's the sun.
The sun is kind of coming out. Look at this. Maybe it'll melt the ice.
Hey, I don't know. One semi-funny thing is that I kind of forgot what happens to your body when you're in cold weather in this climate. It's only been a couple of days and it's happening already. So in the Dominican Republic, you guys have heard us say a million times, one thing we love about being in a warm climate is that we mentally and physically feel way better. And I'm just reminded of that these few days that I'm here, like my skin's already super dry and so itchy. Like it's only been a couple of days. My nose bleeds. I'm not kidding. Like when I blow my nose, I don't want to get into it, but it's kind of gross. And like my lips are dry. My knees hurt.
What's wrong?
Seriously,
with you?
guys.
What happened to your knees?
Like I don't know. My knees don't hurt in a warm climate, but they definitely hurt here.
We're not made for winter, right?
No, I'm really not. You guys are probably just finding this whole thing hysterical.
I'll show you this while we're kind of making fun of ourselves. You get the big old cathedral there. I forget the name offhand, but it is beautiful. It's almost extra beautiful in winter. But right now we're in the heart of the city. Like we have the giant buildings there. We have one of the graveyards. Kind of a lot of people go here in the summer months, but right now it's too cold. Everything's just too cold. Well, we're just up by the library now, and it's like extra windy here because of all the tall buildings. I think it's safe to say that we had enough wintering, well, for a very long time. So we're out of here. See you guys in the next scene.
Well, welcome to not the freezing cold. It is obviously a new day. We're so happy to be out of Canada now in a much warmer place. I wonder if any of you can tell where we are just by this tiny little bit of footage. Probably not.
Well, I think they might think we're back in the DR.
We're not.
But we are not. Take a look at the white sand here, you guys. Look at this. The water's crazy. Total different landscape. You want to tell them?
We are in Aruba. It's our first time here. Oh my goodness, so excited to be here. Our actual original plan was to fly from Santo Domingo to here. We had direct flights to come here, but because we had to go home to Canada, we had to kind of rejig everything. We ended up flying from Halifax to Toronto. We spent the night there, and now we got here like late last night, and this is our first time actually seeing this beach. This is called Eagle Beach. Is it not absolutely stunning? The color of the water, whew, baby.
Well, from white snow to white sand, I think you guys know we'll take that trade any day. This is a lot, and right now it just feels good to be in the warmth, kind of defrosting. Let's call it that.
It feels so good. Oh, I can't even tell you guys. I know I said this a million times, but you guys are probably thinking we're completely ridiculous as you sit there, probably in the cold winter, and we're here back. You know, we had a very short time in Canada, and now we're back in the warmth, but not in the Dominican Republic. So we're going to be here in Aruba for a few days. Mm-hmm. We are going back to the Dominican Republic, of course, but yeah, just doing a little bit of a side Caribbean
This is
thing.
the part where we tell you guys it's the start of a Caribbean adventure. We'll be here and then another island. We're not going to spoil that just yet. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as we started in the Dominican Republic, went all the way back to the frozen tundra of Canada in the middle of winter, and now we're close to the equator here in Aruba. We're excited. I hope you are too. If you're new, it's Trevor and Anna, Delightful Travelers. Click the like button, hit subscribe, leave us a comment, all of the normal things. We're just gonna like stand in the sun right here for a while, and then
warm up.
Start filming. Well, the first video will be in the exact same clothes we're starting right now.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Aruba, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.